Have you ever wondered that why things become cheaper after the introduction of GST? Well, GST does not believe in tax on tax system. It has created a system which is more unified and structured in nature. Hello and welcome to the InNews series of Drishti IAS. I am Ritu and today's session is about record high collection of GST. And also a lot of people were asking about my health. So thanks for your concern. I am doing fine. So let's start the discussion, which is about the GST and record collection of the GST. So let's move towards the discussion part. So first of all, we are going to discuss the news, then we are going to discuss about the data, that what data shows about the record collection of the GST, and then we are going to discuss about the GST, basic introduction of the GST and GST Council, and what are the beneficial points and brownie points related to the GST, and then we are going to discuss practice question for prelims. So the news is that in the month of April, goods and services tax collection rose, and if we'll talk about the year on year, so it rose around 12.6% to an all-time high about 2.37 lakh crore in April, reflecting strong economic activity happening in our economic system. And if we'll talk about the last year, so last year GST mop-up was 2.10 lakh 2.10 lakh crore in April 2024, which was the second highest ever, but this time it has crossed and it has become 2.37 lakh crore. So this is the news which we are going to cover up. Now we'll cover what are the highlights. Before that, we are going to talk about the IAS Foundation course online, also offline. So this course is available on offline medium in Drishti IAS Noida Center. So if you want to enroll into that, you can call us on 87501 87501. Also, this course is available on Drishti Learning app in online mode. So if you want to enroll, here are few upgraded features. We have upgraded AI summary, AI quiz, ask me a question. So with these features, these things will be very much helpful for your UPSC preparation. So do check that. Now we'll talk about what are the records says and what are the data says. So here we can see that gross GST collection 2.36 lakh crore, net GST collection after refunds 2.09 lakh crore, up to 9.1 year on year growth. So this is also very much important. Domestic transaction rupees 1.9 lakh crore, up to 10.7%. Imports 46,913 crore, up to 20.8%. Refunds issued 27.341 crore, up to 48.3%. Then breakup of domestic collection: central GST 48,634 crore, state GST 59,372 crore, integrated GST 69,504 crore, cess 12,293 crore. And what different expert has said about this situation, we can see the all up situation. So Deloitte says that it reflects the strong economic condition of our country. EY also says that it indicates the resilience of Indian economy amid global uncertainty. On the other hand, KPMG has said that during this during this year's time, what is that this is year end, and many businessmen didn't know that they had paid tax in the earlier or throughout the year if they had not paid tax. So usually they clear all the tax thing. So that's why during this time we can see high number of people are paying the taxes. So that's why the number could be higher. So these are the experts' opinion about this record high collection in the month of April. Now we'll talk about the goods and services tax. So what is this goods and services tax? So goods and services tax is a value added tax levied on most of the goods and services produced in a domestic country and sold for the domestic consumption, and the GST is paid by the consumer. So here what happens, that suppose that if you are purchasing something and if you are consuming something and you pay your tax to the shopkeeper, so shopkeeper paid that tax to the government. So here this is the system we have. Indirectly we are paying to the government. Also, what are the main features of GST we have? Applicable on supply side. So unlike the older form, it is applicable on the supply side. So the tax is applicable on the supply side rather than on the manufacturing side. So this is also one of the thing, destination based taxation. So suppose that if anything has been produced in Maharashtra and that thing has been taken to Delhi and it was sold in Delhi. So earlier what happened, that the origin taxation, that if anything has been produced in Maharashtra, the product belongs to the Maharashtra, so the tax will be paid to the Maharashtra. So that was the origin based taxation, but right now it has changed, it has become the destination based taxation. It means that if anything has been sold in Delhi, then that tax will be also given to Delhi. So that's why it is called that destination based taxation. Then it has also dual GST system. It means that center also levy tax, state also levy tax. So this is the features of the GST. Now we'll talk about the GST Council. So Article 279A says that GST Council to be formed by the President of the country and administer and govern the GST, and chairperson will be the Finance Minister of the India, and that Finance Minister will nominate other members to be a part of the GST Council. And the council is devised in such a way that center will have 1/3 voting powers and state have 2/3. Overall, the decisions will be taken on the basis of 3/4 majority. So this is about the GST Council. Now we'll talk about the reforms brought about the GST. So creation of common national market. So earlier there was so many confusion related to the state and center. So that's why it has created a platform. So single platform. So there is a common national market and single taxation. And then here we can see mitigation of cascading effect. So earlier what if people have to pay tax, then they had to pay tax on the manufacturing also, the origin also, and selling also. Right now all these things have been removed. You have to pay for the value addition. So this is called that it prevents consumer to, and it prevents manufacturer also to pay at a various levels. Also reduction in tax burden. So due to introduction of GST, there is a reduction in tax burden. The Indian products became more competitive in international market because it became more cheaper. So these are the reforms it has been brought, and easier to administer because this is a single system. So it would be very easier to administration, and that's why it had created a lot of transparency and a lot of it has created a process more smooth. In a simple language you can say that. Now we are going to talk about the practice question for prelims. GST Council decisions are taken by what majority? Simple majority, 2/3 majority, 3/4 majority, consensus only. So this is very easy one. You can answer into the comment section. I hope you like this session. If you have any queries related to this session, kindly ask into the comment section. And what are the keywords of the today's discussion? So the keyword is main keyword is GST. Then we have this cess. Then we have this different kind of taxes, formal tax, informal tax, direct tax, indirect tax. So these things you need to know, that what is the difference between direct tax and indirect tax, value added tax. So these are the keywords of today's discussion which you need to know for your prelims examination. Thank you. Have a nice day.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.